thousands of motorcycles rolled into Washington, D.C. on Sunday. The suspected shooter is in custody, and of course there'll be a press conference later today. Live in North Flint, Brittany Noble, NBC 25 News. Plus, how to keep off those extra holiday pounds. You'll be watching NBC 25 today.
Who you looking at?
It's French toast with a twist. We'll tell you about the ways that you can make delicious French toast with ARCHIE'S at home. It's called Home Builder Blitz 2012, and that's right, these handsome gentlemen right here behind me, they are building this house for Miss Patricia. She's in media, she takes pictures, so they're actually going to build this house for her to live in, and they are also giving her an office so she can work and do her business from there. Saginaw police are also dealing with their fair share of shootings in their area. They've told me that they've been dealing with 7 shootings in just 5 days, and residents in Saginaw say they had enough. Your time now is 6:39, and before you start any appliance in your house this morning, stop, even call your friends. You're going to want to see this story. Lawyers tell me there could be as many as 20 million homes with dishwashers that contain a defective component, a component that could burst into flames while running, and I even spoke to a Michigan man who says it happened to him. In a quiet suburban Bloomfield neighborhood, you can find the Adams household. Greg Adams is an Army man. He built his life around routine. Every night after dinner, the Adams start the dishwasher, then watch the evening news. But December 18th of last year changed their life forever.
This is something entirely different. It caught us completely off guard, came from a device that you would never expect.
Adams says he began to smell burning plastic coming from the kitchen. Then he saw smoke coming from his dishwasher. To stop the cycle, he grabbed the handle, but says he burned his hand on the blistering hot front panel.
What do you do? How do you stop something that's arcing and burning and flaming inside?
But the dishwasher he'd bought 8 years earlier for $618 was ruined. Adams calls it a fire hazard. And he isn't alone. More than 600 people across the country have come forward on KitchenAid.com, and they all have one thing in common. Their products were manufactured by Whirlpool, which produces KitchenAid, Sears Kenmore, Maytag, and Whirlpool dishwashers.
It's one thing to have a dishwasher that does not clean dishes. It's another thing to have a dishwasher that catches on fire.
Chuck Fax, Adams' lawyer, argues Whirlpool has a product defect in their dishwasher design that can cause the control circuit board to fail, which Adams alleges happened to him. Now, Fax wants Whirlpool to issue a recall to fix and eliminate the alleged design defect, and filed a class action lawsuit with 13 names, including Greg Adams.
Each one of the plaintiffs has his or her own story. In 2 of the cases, there were actual fires.
We called the Whirlpool Corporation to ask them about the supposed defect in their dishwasher. The company sent us back a pre-recorded statement.
We recognize that in rare instances, those controls could overheat, just like any other product that uses electricity. So our engineers designed and tested dishwashers with several layers of safety features.
Whirlpool alleges no serious injury has been caused by their dishwashers, but for lawyer Chuck Fax and his clients, it's a real situation that he says Whirlpool isn't taking seriously.
Every day we're averaging two contacts a day. 2 new consumers from around the country or in Canada will call us.
Back at the Adams household, Greg replaced his KitchenAid dishwasher with a non-Whirlpool product. He says he'd rather be safe than sorry. The red glow breaks the darkness. Emergency flashers surrounding the scene where a trooper was shot, waking neighbors and drawing the curious from their homes.
I just seen a number of police cars, so it led to this.
It was 2:15 in the morning when state police say 2 of their troopers pulled over a white car on Fulton Street in Saginaw. The passenger in the car was 24-year-old Keontae Emerson.
They then approached the passenger, the male passenger of the vehicle. The male passenger got out of the vehicle. An altercation ensued.
Officials say the suspect pulled out a gun and began firing at one of the officers, hitting him in the arm and in the neck. The officer continued firing back. Emerson was killed. The injured trooper, an 11-year veteran of the force, was taken to the hospital by his partner. He was last listed in stable condition.
Traffic stop is probably one of the most dangerous things that a police officer does, just because it's unpredictable what's going to happen. Obviously, in this case here, approached the vehicle and everything was fine. Reapproached on the second approach, and things happened very quickly.
So quickly, many are left to ponder the danger of police work and question why so many problems are answered with the gun.
I don't know whose fault it is, but stop the violence.
In Saginaw, Brittany Noble, NBC 25 News. About 90 Home Depot volunteers met up in Monitor Township ready for a home makeover.
Thank you very much.
Starting at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, volunteers from across mid-Michigan teamed up to help 72-year-old Carl Mahowich fix up his home by mid-afternoon.
I couldn't be more grateful.
Carl served 20 years in the Navy and traveled to more than 30 different countries. Now Carl can barely move around with his 2 bad knees, and his to-do list around the house became overwhelming. He contacted the United Way of Bay County, who also made a call. The Home Depot Foundation is providing Carl with a $6,000 grant to fix up the inside of his home and the outside, all for Carl Mahowich. Volunteers help with landscaping, painting, and plumbing. They even installed new appliances, toilets,
This is a small bathroom,
garage door, and worked to build Carl a new shed.
We help customers every day in the store, but it's really nice to be able to come to veterans' homes and give them a fresh, clean start.
Carl built his home with his bare hands 60 years ago with his father and brother. His family has since passed away, but says this home makeover is renewing his strength.
A chance to clean this up and get this house full of joy and laughter.
In Monitor Township, Brittany Noble, NBC 25 News. All right, Janet, thank you. Your time now, 5:18. Joel, did you used to ride the bus to school?
I never rode the bus. My son rides the bus. though.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, definitely some scary moments for an elementary school girl in Utah as she was kicked off of a school bus in the middle of an unfamiliar neighborhood. All right, Janet, thank you so much. On to your news headlines. Time now, 5:31. Saginaw Township police are investigating a home invasion and double shooting that left 1 man dead. Neighbors say this kind of violence is rare on Luella Avenue. Police tell us 2 men were shot around midnight. Both of the victims were rushed to the Covenant Health Care, but 36-year-old Michael Jeffrey Kahuna died several hours later. No word on the condition of the second victim, a 43-year-old man. Mount Morris Township police investigating a bank robbery. Witnesses say 2 armed men walked into the Dort Federal Union on Pearson Road west of Linden just after 10 a.m. yesterday. They demanded money and fled in a gold 2-door car. If you have any information that could help in this case, please contact police. Neighbors in Flint say some young men posing as high school students are going door to door trying to get you to give them money. In the neighborhood of Miller Road and Lincoln, 3 black men dressed in black were seen going door to door. Now, neighbors say the men claimed they were collecting money for the International Academy of Flint basketball team. The school says it would never, ever collect this way. And if you've been approached by these men, please contact police. A Flint teen who posted a video of himself beating another boy on Facebook has been sentenced to probation and booted from the site. 17-year-old Levante Kennedy pleaded guilty to assault. A judge says Kennedy will serve 3 years probation and will not be able to use Facebook during that time. He'll also have a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew and undergo anger management. A new business report says Flint is losing an average of just over 8 people a day, the 3rd worst rate of population loss in the country. The report says Flint is behind only Cleveland and Detroit for population loss from July of 2009 to July 2010. The report says Dallas-Fort Worth was the fastest growing area in the nation, adding another person roughly every 4 minutes. Today is Memorial Day, and America pauses to remember its fallen heroes. Across the country, citizens will stop to remember those who died fighting for our nation as we mark the 145th Memorial Day. A presidential wreath-laying ceremony will take place at the Arlington National Cemetery Tomb of the Unknowns, followed by remarks by President Obama in the amphitheater. The president will then speak at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial to mark the 50th anniversary of that war. Closer to home, hundreds gathered at the Great Lakes National Cemetery near Holly yesterday. A special service was held to remember fallen veterans and honor those who are still with us. The Patriot Guard Riders Motorcycle Club participated in that event that included a remembrance to the more than 14,600 veterans who were buried here. And it was a special Memorial Day weekend in Tuscaloosa County where thousands of people broke bread over a hearty spaghetti dinner to raise money for Travis Mills. Now, hundreds of people lined up to support their hero, Staff Sergeant Travis Mills of Vassar. Mills lost his arms and his legs in Afghanistan in an IED blast in April. He's recovering at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. And back here in mid-Michigan, hometown support continues. The Yellow Ribbon Guard served up thousands of spaghetti dinners to raise money for travel and medical costs. In other news, Flint police are investigating a deadly shooting at a party store late Saturday night. The victim was pronounced dead at Hurley Medical Center after he was stabbed outside the Quick Pick party store on West Court Street near Glenwood Avenue around 11 o'clock. MLive reports 2 men and a woman got into a fight in front of the store, and one of the men was cut with a knife. Police later learned the suspects left in a red car. Flint police are gearing up to launch an online crime reporting system next month. It's called CopLogic. Residents will be able to file reports of minor crimes such as larceny or vandalism through the city website. It's been nearly a year since they began discussing the technology, and police hope the system will relieve officers who can focus on more serious crimes in the city. And while most of the country is sweltering this holiday weekend, there is snow on the ground in Northern California. Yep, travelers stopped to make snowballs at this rest area in the Sierra Mountains yesterday. The snow won't stick around long, though. Forecasters are calling for warmer weather to return today. Of course, there's no snow outside in Frankenmuth, but that is still where we can find our meteorologist, Janet Van de Winkle. You look lovely out there. Scenery's beautiful. It's a day for catching fish, right?